Welcome to Apostolic Bible College's Christian Family, Ministry 111, Lesson 3. What is love? Regardless of culture, love has clear definitions and clear practices. In preparation, you should read chapter 2 from your Christian Family text. If you haven't already read this chapter, stop the lesson now and take time to read it thoroughly. Note the objectives for this lesson. When you finish, you should be able to describe several definitions of love, as well as identify your own love language. What is love? I hope this lesson is going to be a life changer for you. Whether you were in love with your spouse at the marriage ceremony, in the case of a love marriage, or have grown to love your spouse after the marriage ceremony, or perhaps you're not yet married, not yet in love. You and your spouse may speak the same language, but doubtless you are far apart in the ways you express and act upon the emotion of love. What does I love you mean to you? You may love someone, but how do you express love? How does the object of your love understand your expression of love? This illustration is two of my best friends. They express love differently. One may say, I love you in English, while the other may say, Mujhe bhuk lagi hai in Hindi, which means, I'm hungry, I want to eat. How do you express love, the emotion? In 1992, Dr. Gary Chapman wrote a book called The 5 Love Languages: How to Express Heartfelt Commitment to Your Mate. After many years of counseling couples in crisis, Chapman discovered that oftentimes what makes one person feel loved isn't always the same for their spouse. He believes that every person understands and receives love in a specific language. His book outlines 5 ways to express and experience love between romantic partners that Chapman calls love languages. According to this theory, each person has one primary and one secondary love language. Chapman suggests that to discover another person's love language, one must observe the way they express love to others and analyze what they complain about most often and what they request from their significant other most often. He theorizes that people tend to naturally give love in the way that they prefer to receive love. And better communication between couples can be accomplished when one can demonstrate caring to the other person in the love language that the recipient understands. An example would be if a husband's love language is acts of service. He may be confused when he does the laundry for his wife, and she doesn't perceive this as an act of love, viewing it as simply performing household duties, because the love language she comprehends is words of affirmation, verbal, spoken affirmation that he loves her. She may try to use what she values, words of affirmation, to express her love to him, which he would not value as much as she does. If she understands his love language and does something special for him that he values, he perceives it in his love language as an act of expressing her love for him. Likewise, if he tells her he loves her, she values that as an act of love. The key here is understanding what love language is primary for your spouse, then being able to express to them in that language how much you love them so that they understand how much you love them. What if you could say or do just the right thing, guaranteed to make that special someone feel loved? The secret is learning the right love language. Let's explore these 5 love languages. Remember, each person, according to this theory, has one primary and one secondary love language. There's going to be an exercise at the end of this lesson, an evaluation you can take in order for you to learn how you perceive love in your primary and secondary love language. Let's define and understand each of these love languages. The first, words of affirmation. Actions don't always speak louder than words. If this is your love language, unsolicited compliments mean the world to you. Hearing the words, "I love you," is important. Insults spoken can leave you shattered and are not easily forgotten. Quality time. Nothing says "I love you" like full, undivided attention. Being there for this type of person is critical, but really being there, with the TV off, fork and knife down, and all chores and tasks on standby, makes your significant other feel truly special and loved. Distractions, postponed dates, or the failure to listen can be especially hurtful. Receiving gifts. The receiver of gifts thrives on the love, thoughtfulness, and effort behind the gift. It's not the price, how much you spend. It's that you bothered to make the effort to obtain something for that person. If you speak this language, the perfect gift or gesture shows that you are known, you are cared for, and you are prized above whatever was sacrificed to bring the gift to you. A missed birthday, anniversary, or a hasty, thoughtless gift would be disastrous. So would the absence of everyday gestures. Acts of service. Can sweeping the floors really be an expression of love? Absolutely. Anything you do to ease the burden of responsibilities weighing on an acts of service person will speak volumes. The words they most want to hear, "Let me do that for you." Laziness, broken commitments, and making more work for them tell speakers of this language their feelings don't matter. Physical touch. A person whose primary language is physical touch is, not surprisingly, very touchy. Hugs, pats on the back, holding hands, and thoughtful touches on the arm, shoulder, or face. They can all be ways to show excitement, concern, care, and love. Physical presence and accessibility are crucial, while neglect or abuse can be unforgivable and destructive. Before beginning the next lesson, be sure to read Chapter 3 from your Christian Family text.